You are listening to the IoT for All Media Network.
And as we kind of talk about the growth of the Internet of Things, what are some of the biggest obstacles that you all have seen for companies when they're trying to build a solution? And whether it's they're building it themselves or they're building it, with a partner, or they're paying somebody to help build a solution for their company. What are some of the biggest obstacles that you've seen in these solutions being developed?
Yeah, so what we see, for instance, if there's a really strong need for a data point to be a part of an operational process,
Hmm.
and that operational process, including the stakeholders of that operational process, have an incentive to make it work, then
Sure.
almost always it's a success. So then you're working backwards from the incentive and the need for that digital transformation to make
Right.
it work. And then most of the times the puzzle pieces, especially now where the industry is right now, the puzzle pieces are there. Um, when it gets a bit more complicated, when, for instance, vendors or suppliers get in the way by pushing, let's say, bloated software, bloated, let's say, IoT platforms, or like offering, let's say, too much and making
Sure.
it more complicated.
Yeah.
And so one of the advices that we always give is to our customers or the enterprises that have these problems, is that, hey, just keep it simple, use the tools you know, use the tools you have, and use IoT as a very simple microservice to gather that data point. And don't get caught up with too many consultants or too many IoT platforms, because most of the time things are getting overcomplicated. And I think we're at a tipping point, or there's like, I really sense this level of inertia in the market where
Hmm.
all of a sudden it's these simple solutions, they are being created, they are
Sure.
generating a lot of business benefits, and then they start to scale. So um, yeah, it's really nice to see that a lot of these puzzle pieces are falling together. Yeah, so usually what we now say is that you need to do your technology exploration. But if you look at the market and even other technologies that we don't support, like Narrowband IoT or Sigfox and anything else, there's quite an increased level of maturity across the board. So you can do your technology exploration, but that you should be able to trust the market and be pretty much
Sure.
finished up with that in a very short time. So the other part is that the most important stuff that you need to do probably is not exploring the opportunities, but exploring the problems that you have internally.
Hmm.
We have seen projects that we did is that where data then just ends up in a dashboard or ends up in, let's say, a database, but it's not
Hmm.
like the project people in the project were not able to convince their business or other stakeholders, say, hey, you can use this data because you can optimize this and that.
Right.
And I would say we're now in a market where there are so many commodity components that's not your concern. Your concern is to find the internal stakeholders that see
Hmm.
value in the data and are your sponsors and are your advocates, and that's really how you build success. So
Yeah.
and that's a positive thing, right? Like we used to talk about, there's no hardware, this hardware is hard, and the
Yep.
networks are not there, and etc. But I would love to steer everybody now internally and say, hey, like, okay, go fix your digital transformation plan first, and then
Right.
come back later to us, and we will have the workbench for you to make it.